To be recognized by ULI New York's Visionary Leadership and Land Use Award means that you've been recognized by your peers, by the people that you work side by side with, by the people that you do projects with, that are part of the community that you have grown up in.
Kirk has really set himself apart in a long career and a long commitment to affordable housing and improving the communities of New York City. But not many people have had the impact that Kirk has had.
There are not many people who live a life of compassion. That sense of understanding of humanity is a very rare quality in many people, but it is so predominant in Kirk.
Kirk is a true son of New York. His parents came to New York as immigrants. His mother raised his brothers and sister. They grew up in a neighborhood much like all of the neighborhoods that Kirk works in. Kirk and I had the great fortune of meeting in college. I came back to New York, and then a few years later I had the opportunity to be a part of Enterprise when Kirk was hired there and began his career in New York City.
When we hired him, we looked at someone who was committed to the communities that we worked in and to working closely with our community partners to really achieve affordable housing.
He was really on the financial side of the transactions that create affordable housing. I think he was very committed to ultimately getting to the development side, and he started and made a transition as a consultant to build projects on time, under budget, and to really realize the vision of safe, decent, affordable housing.
Kirk has the ability to figure out complex solutions to complex problems. I brought Kirk on to Monadnock over 11 years ago now, and it was at that point I realized that he had the talents to run a whole operation.
I think the secret to Kirk's success is the sincerity and the sense of innocence that he still brings with him.
I have never met in my 30-some years in this business somebody that has more passion and has more commitment deep inside of him for the work that we do.
I think Kirk, more than most, cares about the people that live in the buildings and wants to provide housing for people that don't have it or don't have good options.
He builds for those who will be living in the units. So going from the human perspective into the physical makeup of the building is how he approaches things. People first.
Kirk has held up his end of that bargain because he's done every project that he's ever been a part of the right way.
So Kirk and I worked with the Fortune Society and realized a dream of theirs to build housing for formerly incarcerated individuals. And there wasn't a program or financing for something at that point, and he figured out some financing that would make it financeable. As a result, people who were formerly incarcerated were able to live with dignity in transitional and permanent housing.
Nehemiah Spring Creek is a large urban redevelopment project in East New York that is spearheaded by East Brooklyn congregations. Kirk really has been, for the last several years, the most stalwart partner for East Brooklyn congregations. When Kirk was a young boy, he got to understand what East Brooklyn congregations was doing and the work that they were doing and how they were trying to bring affordable housing and rebuild the neighborhoods that he grew up in Brooklyn.
521 West 145th Street stood vacant for quite some time. We needed the right team. Kirk was that voice of reason. This renovated, saved school building has transformed that particular area, and the families that are living in there are absolutely marveled to be able to have quality housing.
I think it's very important to Kirk to give back. I think there were a few instances in his career where he felt someone gave him special help, and he's very conscious of that.
A big part of what makes Kirk the leader that he is the way that he lifts other people up in our industry.
Kirk has played a key role in shaping my entire career. Kirk said to me one simple thing: "Hey brother, you need to think of yourself as Pierre Inc. because you're pretty good at what you do." And it was the first time in my life where somebody that looked like me, made me feel extremely empowered. And the rest was history. And that was because of that moment when a brother, believed in another young brother.
What's the future hold for Kirk? Oh, I don't know. Governor, mayor, senator, we'll see, but he's had such a tremendous impact to this point. I just think he will continue to do great things. And the impact will probably extend beyond affordable housing, community development, but I can't wait to see what he does next.
My introduction to affordable housing really occurred when I was a teenager. From my perspective, a business where you could fundamentally transform a neighborhood sparked a passion in me. And when you do affordable housing, you make a social compact with the people who live in that housing that you're going to give them a better life and a better place to live than wherever they were living before. And we take that really seriously, and that's kind of been the centerpiece of everything I've done in my career. I think the future of real estate development nationally is really two things. I think sustainability and energy efficiency and creating buildings and environments that are sustainable. I think the number two thing is to create a real estate industry that's diverse. It matters to people that the developers involved in this work represent, a diversity. The advice I would give to future generations in the real estate world is to be generous with your time and resources, to actively seek out people to mentor, encourage, help, advise, so that they can take the next step in the real estate business. That's really important for young professionals, particularly those who don't have family members who are important people, who have no strings to pull. You can be that person for them. I want to thank ULI New York for the Visionary Leadership and Land Use Award. There are few things more satisfying than being recognized by your peers in the real estate industry in New York City. As somebody who spent most of my career doing affordable housing, I always want to be involved in projects and developments that change lives. And to be recognized for that work, impacting communities, is just really satisfying to me.
Congratulations, brother. I can't think of anybody that is more deserving of an award like this, a symbol of your peers respecting the work that you've done and understanding the challenges that you have overcome to be so successful and have such an impact on New York.
Kirk, congratulations. You deserve this, and thank you.
Congratulations, my friend. Thank you for everything you've done for me and for everything you've done for New York.
I am so proud that you have been able to get this award, but also to remember the communities that you've served, but also the family you've come from. So congratulations.
My beloved, I thank you. I thank you for the opportunity to allow me to be a part of your life, a part of the work that you've done. I thank you for just being a good person. Congratulations. You deserve it. You deserve so much more. God bless you, and I do love you.
Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for everything you've done for the people in this room. Thank you for everything you've done for New York City housing. You deserve every second of this or every bit of this. I love you, bro.